Hello YouTube, Reddit Math here, and welcome back to the Red Estate. So today, before we get started, we've already, sent some guys into the sanitarium. Nobody really worthwhile to de-stress. These guys have got a little bit, but I think they'll be fine to head back into dungeon with it. And we do have enough heirlooms that I'd like to do a little bit of upgrading. Namely, we can grab weaponsmithing rank 3.
A sharper sword, a stronger shield. Anything to prolong a soldier's life.
Yeah, which will give us the ability to upgrade our weapons. Is Fitton really the character that I'd want to do that to? Go from crafted satchels to diseased grenades. That sounds pretty gnarly. Yeah, why not? Fitton clawed his way to the top of our sorted by level. He has the most experience, so we might as well grab that. I probably can't go crazy just yet on upgrading all those because I'm going to need enough to head into the next dungeon. Let's go with 2. The occultist can also go from a bleached skull to a fine skull. A little bit more crit, a little bit more speed, a little bit more base damage. Alright. And 5,400 should be enough to get us working here in the next dungeon. Now, what do we want to do? I have taken a look at these, but I'm a little bit undecided, as none of the trinkets are really that stellar, and like there are a lot of things that we already have, or like the stun amulet, which I'm not super excited by. I guess we could give that to like maybe a Hellion, or even a Plague Doctor. That might make a little bit of sense. Although less dodge on the Plague Doctor might just be the kind of thing to get them killed. So I'd say what, instead, let's maybe just base it on like what we need for upgrades. The guild needs portraits, a very small amount of them. Like one more portrait would be enough for an upgrade. And we need a lot of deeds. I tell you what then, let's go ahead and... Oh no, I have black screened. I have black screened! Okay, well that was unexpected. I tell you what, let me restart some things here. Alright, and I think that would be a good time to remind everybody the game is in early access, and that is the first time that has ever happened before. So, not too worried about it by any means, although that was real weird. Alright, I think we're going to make our decision as to where to head to based on heirlooms, and deeds are still looking like the thing we're going to need the most of, which means heading back into the Weald. We already have Flashfire Gunpowder, and only the one Hellion, so we can't really get much use out of it, but I guess we can view it as just, hey, it's some more gold. We could just sell that trinket, not the worst thing in the world. As far as our party, I'd like to get another group ready for level 2 so that boss fights are a thing that could be happening. And I know there is at least one more boss based upon quest goals. We have not taken on the inchoate flesh. That's a word. I'm going to need to look it up later. But that's a boss fight we have yet to encounter. And so I know it's going to be coming. It's just yet to appear. So I'd like to get another group up to level 2 and kind of prepare them for that. I'm thinking... this makes the most sense. I wouldn't mind bringing the Jester along, but I don't think that would be, like, enough firepower, all things considered. And actually, does she... doesn't even have battlefield medicine. Maybe the Jester's not the worst idea. He could do his 4th rank Battle Ballad and Inspiring Tune thing. You know what, let's try that instead. So those 4 will be a little dicey, and we're going to find out whether or not I can finally get a freaking Grave Robber up to level 2, or if I am forever cursed. Since we don't have any healers, I'm going to bring a little bit of extra food. It's a short dungeon, so I say 2 shovels, like 10 torches, I think should be fine. And then we'll just grab like 2 of each of those, and then 1 of each of those. And that should be a pretty decent provisioning. I probably had enough to maybe take 1 more guy up to level 3 weapons. We will definitely be revisiting the weaponsmith for like all of our level 3 characters, though, and getting them all maxed out in preparation for the level 3 dungeons opening up. That'll probably be right after our next boss fight.
Soil, sapping all good life from these groves.
All right,
Let
so
us burn out this evil.
all right, burning out the evil. Check. We've got a short dungeon. Need to complete all room battles. This is probably going to be relatively quick and painless. At least I certainly hope it will be. And right off the bat, a little bit of cress. Okay, this is the poisoned one, I do believe. Yeah.
Wealth beyond measure, awarded to the brave and the foolhardy alike.
All right. So deeds are definitely the thing I'm looking for. I'm loving that. So even though we didn't know that the trap was there, it just kind of bounced off her, doing no damage. I'm not really sure if the character you have selected has any bearing on that. I don't think it does. I have a little bit of like a superstitious kind of behavior regarding it, though, and I like to keep the character selected that can disarm traps, just in case, like when traps pop up. That way I can, you know, click on them and not accidentally have used the wrong character. But I don't think it really affects the random ones that just like hit a party member. Alright, so these guys have got pretty good bleed and blight resist. Poison darts hits with 85. That hits with 85 from 3 to 5, 1 to 1. Ugh. I could lunge. Moving forward 2. Do I really want her at the front of the party? Let's just go with the flashing daggers. Nice. The crit damage on that, and the crit chance on that, I suppose, probably makes it worth it every time. Let's think. We could do 1 to 2. That might get that kill. That might inflict bleed. But I think the guaranteed kill is going to be worth it. If we could get, like, our Hellion to act before... Yeah, then we've got a pretty good chance that that just ends that fight right there. The ectoplasms are always kind of hit or miss on how hard the fight is, just because if things kind of get cooking in their favor, you can very quickly end up fighting way more of them than just the starting 2. Alright, very nice. Some more deeds. I'm digging it. And another room. And our first room battle. Okay. These guys are pretty easy to bleed or blight. We'll start with that. And then I'm thinking a Hound's Harry. That was a good hit off of that. Both of them got bled, so they'll take an extra 3 damage. I'm enjoying that as well. And we'll just battle ballad everybody. A nice all-around buff. The accuracy and crit chance, its primary advantage here. Yeah. It's not the worst in the world. But let's go ahead and see about maybe getting rid of these stress-inducing guys in the back. Ooh. Of course, we don't have a very consistent way of healing ourselves, so maybe damage is just as dangerous to us right now as stress. No, 6 to 8. That do 4 to 7. Could get the kill. 85. 85. 50% stun resist. I say we just go for the miss. Alright, fair enough. Get another accuracy buff, and maybe that won't happen again. Eldritch Pool's not the worst thing in the world on her. Of course, her resisting it does make my life a little bit easier. And these two are going to find themselves falling to bleed damage. So, we might as well pop a stress heal. Lovely. And then, she doesn't really have anything to self-buff with. But one nice thing, you can now just kind of attack the corpses if you need to pass a turn. This doesn't really make any sense to do. I mean, I can... That's interesting that you can guard yourself, by the way. Yeah, nobody really has an awful lot of self-buffs or anything to be worried about here. The Jester's really the only one who could do anything for us.
Perhaps the turning point.
Perhaps. Although, if it's a turning point and we've been doing well so far, doesn't that bode a little disastrously for us? Ugh, it was like the worst hidden compartment ever. 2 deeds and 8 crests. Alright, a little bit of backtracking. We'll let our light dwindle down just a tad as we get back to here, and then I wouldn't mind a little bit of scouting here, guys, if we maybe want to do that. Maybe? Speaking of food, let's go ahead, use a little bit of that on him, and then get our torchlight situated, and press forward. This looks like just the thing that a Jester would want to play with. Troubling effigy. Perhaps holy water? Yeah, it has a powerful effect. Like the earth shook, and he gets a positive trait, huh? Bleed resist. Very, very cool. Okay, I'm digging that. Ready? So a lot of our occult curios are, with the proper provisions, appear to be able to either permanently remove negative quirks or permanently give positive quirks. That's very cool. And I'm thinking the scrolls that are in the Warrens will probably always have torches available. Oh, that was a bad dodge.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
Ooh. And for the chance of gaining a positive quirk, I'd say that's probably one of the best outcomes we could hope for out of the holy water. You know, so he gets a bonus 4 to 8. It's not really huge, or he could attack everybody. These guys don't have any protection, right? No. Go ahead and do the Hound's Harry. Okay, 3 of them got bled. That's not too bad. Kind of consider it, it's like 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 damage overall, assuming the bleed is able to sort of fully do its thing, which is probably a little bit doubtful that it does. Alright, we'll start getting our party all buffed up. I'm thinking the accuracy against these guys is going to be super important.
Singular strike.
Critical, one might say. Oh, that was a terrible pun. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. And stacking the bleed up on just that guy, really. I guess that was the one it missed earlier. Okay, good crits. He's out of the fight. He is on a ticking clock, but we could still maybe stand to get rid of him a little bit faster. And then we've just got the one enemy with 8 HP. Alright. Get another accuracy buff on everybody, and then he'll get one more attack. Oh, rabies. Ooh. Okay, well that's pretty nasty. Let's go ahead and chuck a poison dart that will miss horribly into you, and then finish it off with a giant bardage to the face.
The greater the glory.
Now, I'm not sure, like, what would a tent need? I don't really want to use a torch. I'm gonna try a bandage. No effect. Okay. maybe there's nothing, like most of the time it's a tent, but I had the one time where that was actually quite disastrous, and it was instead like we learned the fate of the people inside, and it was just a big stress increase, which also had the lovely side effect of pushing my Hellion at the time over the brink into like a little bit of crazy town. So I do want to avoid that. If there is something that can ensure I get the good result, I should probably figure that out eventually. You know what, instead of, with only the 3 of them, I think I'm going to focus just trying to take these guys out. The protection debuff, not terribly helpful. But they are beasts, and we do get a bonus damage to beasts against these guys. I'm wondering what that would be kind of most useful against, that beast damage buff. Like if there are any really large beast enemies that would be useful to be attacking over multiple turns. Okay, guaranteed the kill with that. I don't think our Hellion can actually hit the 3rd rank in her current configuration. So I'm almost hoping that it goes first and leaps over here, but it doesn't look like that is going to happen. So, go ahead and just whack a corpse. Yeah, be gone, evil zombie corpse thing. Okay, at least we got the dodge there. I don't have to feel too bad about the wasted turns. Okay, let's see if maybe we could get another poison dart. We have yet to actually inflict blight. We only have 30% resist, though. You would think that would happen a little bit more often. I think instead of the buff, I'm going to go with some stress removal this time. I would be pretty happy. You know, this is just a short dungeon, but I'd be pretty stoked if we could come out of this with like next to no stress to worry about, at least on a couple of our characters.
This expedition at least promises success.
Alright, we've already scouted through to there. Can't possibly need 2 more shovels. So we'll go ahead and go to the left luggage. Oh no, it doesn't need a shovel. It's another type of chest that does. Okay, fair enough. It was trapped. She did resisted it. Alright. Should be pretty clear sailing, and then we've got this room battle coming up. Potentially the last one for this dungeon. Also, at least 2 curios between now and then. Also, food just became a really serious concern. Okay, just a couple of drop packs with a map that scouted. Okay, so this is going to be our final room battle. Let's go ahead then and hopefully light the way and clear our path. Alright, just rabid gnashers. Shouldn't be too terrible. One of them's already at half health there. Oh, that's a real terrible dodge. Okay. I'll be honest, like, our grave robber is not in the best of conditions at 7 HP. But I think we're gonna be okay here. Once our buffs kind of start coming into their own, so that our accuracy gets up, particularly. Ugh. Okay. Mostly worried about her getting like stacked bleed, and then hitting death's door and failing the check caused by the bleed itself.
Well struck.
Okay. It's going well. It's going well. We'll finally remember to actually eat a frickin' dog biscuit here. And that gives him a huge bonus for 3 turns. Oh man. Now Hound's Harry does 5 to frickin' 9. Failed to get the bleed though. I was really hoping it would be able to finish him with that. Alright, we'll just do another buff. It probably should have been a de-stress, truth be told. I can't imagine that we're going to miss with like all 4 of our characters on the next turn. And that is it for you, my friend.
A trifling victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Don't insult my trifling victories, okay? I gotta take what I can
Nature
get.
herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
Alright, I no longer have the proper curio here. Let's go ahead and just give it a try, and we resist the blight. Okay. In that case, there should be nothing further for us to do here. We'll go ahead and just complete our quest.
Driving out corruption is an endless battle, but one that must be fought.
Alright. Not the greatest haul of all time. We did get enough deeds, I'd say, to make it worth it. 12. And deeds were our primary goal here. Port made it up to level 2, which I'm pretty excited about. Villa Hardane did not. We have yet to find out whether or not I can get a grave robber to level 2. Prone to investigating the dark arts, scouting chance in the runes. Ugh, that's real awful. We'll want to get rid of scattering. Damage versus eldritch, and the speed debuff isn't great either. Quick reflexes. I'd much rather have quick reflexes than nymphomania. Alright, and and Louvet here also made it to level 2. And then Bonvalet is almost there. 7 out of 8. It's not too bad. The only one still a ways away being our grave robber.
Duties here have affected him.
Alright, so we got 2 level ups. Husin removed Winded. Villain was able to get rid of all 3 of her diseases. Awesome. And so was Poirier. Also awesome. Let me take a quick gander at something here. Knock down the shrines, skirmish, exterminate. So we've still not seen the weird word that I can't pronounce, flesh, yet. That's too bad. That is too bad. Although, at least we got a little bit more variety in our trinkets for the next one. So I'm pretty excited about that. Alright guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I'll do a little bit of... is de-stressing? I don't think de-stressing is going to need to be a thing. We came out of that pretty good on stress. So I'll probably just take a look at running these guys through the sanitarium. Probably continuing just down the row of upgrading weapons for everybody will be one of the next goals. And then as far as the dungeoneering itself goes, I'm wondering... We'll probably take out another level 1 next time. I'd like to really get poised for that final boss fight that I know is coming up. And then once it is out of the way, we should have just kind of a full roster of level 3s to start tackling those. I know I'm putting it off a little bit, but I just kind of want to all my ducks in a row kind of thing before I get started on it. Hope you guys can understand. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe for more videos daily. Leave a like or a comment if you have anything to say about this or any of my other episodes, and I will catch you guys next time.